Okay, we are back. Looking good, right? Cool. We are back. It is more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Justice for All. Today we are into the second day of the trial for Maya supposedly murdering a man named Dr. Gray. And my voice is going, that's great. Where did we leave off? We found out that we're pretty sure that the girl in the room was not actually Maya. Maya had been removed from the room, and then her clothes had been changed by Morgan Fay. And we think that Morgan Fay and Eenie Meenie were working together to try and kill Dr. Gray. But we're not really sure why or how. So that's what we're going to try and find out in the trial today. So let's see what happens. Okay, we've got sound, that's good. It's always good to know we have sound. June 22nd, 9:51 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18? Just like me? Yeah, why? I thought she was like at least in her mid-20s, to be honest. She looks way older than Maya. Why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me, and well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial again. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Good morning! The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming today to show her support. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly, not this again. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later then. I'll leave you two to your alone time. Phew, thank goodness. Nick, this way Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? June 22nd, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fay. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already. Oh, right, I forgot her voice. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. Uh-huh. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Fay. Oh, it's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of the arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But Miss Von Karma, Then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that wasn't the defendant. Then what is the meaning of this? All I'm saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that is when she dropped this key. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand. Just as I suspected. Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia. She seems really torn by this. Look at the state of her giant hair. Witness, name and occupation. 2 seconds. While I respond to a text. I can't differentiate their voices. My name is Morgan Fay, and I am a spirit medium in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean in a manner of speaking? I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya, then. God, it goes so slow. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. That is. Yes, that is. You, be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. What? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Order. Miss Fey, please testify to this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. Mia looks terrifying like that. I hate it so much. Maya's escape. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. That sounds like bullshit. Because she ain't fucking said that before. We've had multiple conversations with this lady. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. I love how she's still drinking her drink in the courtroom. That's right, she's simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Wright. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Maya's escape. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. If I press her, I was going to be like, "As you were there at the time." Just now, you said those two. Who were the two people you were referring to? Can this go a bit faster? It's really difficult to read. I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English. Not to mention, she looked awful. I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I've already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss V? I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. At that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another. Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. Obviously, we're going to question further. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. From a distance, it looks like she's wearing like a leopard print onesie, which is quite funny. Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Faye. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Faye, please continue. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. During your investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head. And this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this. However... Alright. The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya? No, question further. So, you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she... This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later. Yes, very well. Ugh. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit to such a thing. However, yes. But you're physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There's no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time, the defendant was not physically Maya Fey. Ugh. Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. Go faster! But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However, this one's catchphrase is however. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. You fainted. I became dizzy, and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps. And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great. Well, now what? Question further, let's keep going. So while you're unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. Something just came up on the back of my screen, then it disappeared again. I think it was Radeon. Radeon, fuck off, what do you want? I think that, I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up here. Oh, up her sleeve. That's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. Okay, so we didn't really achieve anything in that cross-examination because we didn't poke any holes in it. We just asked a bunch of questions. That's enough. Oops. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. It always does. Now, let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Yes, yes. That is exactly what we should be. When he says yes, yes, I think of Tom Nook. Be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone? Who was it? The prosecution calls Miss Eenie Meenie, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eenie Meenie? I think you can see where this is headed. Witness name and occupation. Okay, so my name is, like, Eenie Meenie? I'm, like, researching, like, parapsychology stuff at the, university. What is this parapsychology? Let's see. It's like, I guess, most people call it occult stuff. Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself. Yes, sir. Now then, Miss Meany. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? Well, like, I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is all right, isn't it, Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine, for my sake. Okay, here we go. Eeny Meeny's testimony. After the murder. I do love her hair. I wish I had her hair. I mean, she looks like Hayley Williams from Paramore, but I'm feeling it. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room. Like, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey? Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at the time. Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister? Yes, Mimi Meany. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness? Like, yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? Of course. Miss Meany, please. My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Ine? Oh god, it's doing an encoding overload. Oh no, please don't do that. Don't encoding overload. She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said? Yes. There. Are you satisfied, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimony points to this as the truth. The end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Okay, the encoding overload's gone away, right. It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but That's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. After the murder. Like, when the channeling started, I was sleeping in the side room. Was that because of your, sesame allergy, was it? Wait, what about, what? I don't remember a sesame allergy? Like, that's right! I, think there were sesame seeds? Oh, that's right, she was sleepy because she ate sesame. Like, in the lunch they served that day, I had this, premonition that it was going to totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed. I see. Am I the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? Like, a little later, someone came into the room, really suddenly. My foot's gone to sleep. Ow. Do you know the time? Maybe a little before 11 a.m.? Something like that, I think? 11 a.m.? Yeah, my stomach is totally ready for, food. No, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what the time is now. I meant, what time was it when someone came into your room? Oh! So, that's what you meant. You should have been more, clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. It's really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, what was I talking about again? Never mind. Witness, about this person who entered the side room. It was oh my god, totally my sister! Are you absolutely sure? I guess? You guess? Was or was or not your sister who entered? I don't know. I mean, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she's managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright? The defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Mimi? I, hadn't seen her in, so long. I was so happy in, a sad way. You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But maybe if I was, someone who didn't know about, the occult? But I, know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point here is I forgot my voice. The point here is that the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? Nah, question further. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But, ow! Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase, objection? Could you try using that once in a while? Mr. Wright, this question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister, is it really that important? I'm gonna say it's important. I don't entirely think that it is, but it's very important. Although, I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But, I've got to bluff for now, and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Me too, Phoenix. Me too. Alright? Mr. Wright, Ms. Meany, please amend your testimony. Like, okay. I'm like, totally cool with that. I wasn't like scared at all, and like her costume looked totally like normal. So there was nothing odd at all about your sister's appearance? Like, yeah, nothing was like weird. Mia's talking to herself like she's found something wrong. That's impossible. Like, is everything okay? Can I, like, go on? My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. Something terrible? What was the thing she told you? Huh? Like, didn't I just, like, tell you about it? Did you, like, forget already? A foolish Phil with a foolish set for a brain only speaks foolishly, with foolish words. Well, excuse me. Well, excuse me, princess. Anyway, should I ask her to hear the story again? Yeah. Sorry, but can I hear the story one more time? Like, sure, no problem. I'll even, like, tell it all spooky-like for you. So she said, that was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. She says that person, which I think is interesting, because she doesn't say, like, I was murdered by Dr. Gray. She says I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. See what I mean? Like, that's not eeny meeny. That doesn't look anything like eeny meeny. It's only fair, isn't it, Eeny? Like, how was that? It was a little scary. Like, I'm sorry. Maybe I, like, put too much spookiness into it. I know there has to be something here I can use, but where? She really put a lot of thought into this lie, didn't she? We can't rush this. Let's take it slowly, one step at a time. She's bound to slip up somewhere. Don't give up. But don't get careless, okay? Remember, calm and collected. Okay, well, what was the one that Mia had something to say about? It was the one about the costume, where she said, like, there was nothing weird about her costume. Was that one? I wasn't scared, like, scared at all, and, like, her costume looked totally, like, normal. But it shouldn't look normal, because it should have been covered in blood, surely. So can I show her the costume? Because, like, it wouldn't look normal. She just killed a dude. She should be covered in blood. That was a very well spun lie, Miss Eni. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Meany, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and? But I don't really think you thought that at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister that you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone like this appeared before you. The blood spray. Miss Meany, why did you not include the blood that you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Order. Order. Miss Meany, what is the meaning of this? Miss Meany? I'm thinking! Don't interrupt me! That... Eep. And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? Well, that witness. Her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself down, witness. Like, I'm sorry. I, didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony. If you please. Ugh. The judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's gonna be. After the murder, part 2. Okay, we're going for a second round of this. Like, the side room was, kind of dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Yes, now I see. And you've given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think? Thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Never! I have never been satisfied. I will never be satisfied. Alright, I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness. I will never be satisfied, satisfied. History has its eyes on you. I need to stop. So the side room is kind of dark. Let's press. Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Don't push your subjective opinions onto this court. That's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Meany's? You're such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Okay. Ugh. Can't breathe. Let me out of here. So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. You didn't see the blood? Yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at that time as well. That's, Are you gonna tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, her face? Continue. And I, persuaded my sister that it wasn't, right to do something like that. And what was your sister, Miss Mimi Meany, like at the time? Well, she was, totally flipped out, because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, she knew. She, said that she did something really bad. And, like, she said that she wanted to go with me to, like, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. And then, like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe, like, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, like, made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner the better, she says with her whip at the ready. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber. You know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Meanie? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? When? When you... Arrived at the crime scene? I'm talking about when you arrived at the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. What should I do? Press harder. Always. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. Just give up already, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wonder if I put too much faith in Amy's ability to do anything with that brain. No good. I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial, I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen, we can't give up. Right, let's see. So, I need to get a drink because my throat is I'm losing my ability to speak here, it's so dry. The side room is kind of dark. The costume is purple. Space stadium is on the right, do something like that. And then I took my sister to the challenge chamber. So that's it. That's all I've got to work with. Right. What have we got? What if I, I want to see if it changes our answer at all. Oh, okay, this is different. It's very important. I'm thinking, because I was looking at the smashed urn, because Thingamajig, Pearl was sitting on the ground trying to put the urn back together. Sorry. That's because it's very important, not that I know where I'm going with this. Very well. Miss Meanie, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony. Oh, okay, we're changing the testimony now. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber? Okay, yes, because she should have seen Pearl. Try to remember that time. Oh, like, I remember, like, I totally didn't see anyone on the way. I guess this really has a dead end. Something you finally pull out of a witness is never a dead end, Phoenix. No good. I can't find anything wrong. Alright, so I'm going to present the vase. The urn, even. Didn't see anything or anyone on the way to present. Is it the ball or is it the urn? I'll try the urn, but it might be the ball. Okay, it went quiet. I finally found the fault. Or I guess in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Take a look at this urn. Like, urn? There are cracks. Do you see them? So? Like, what does that prove? Who cares about some worn out old urn? Like, yeah. I already, like, said I didn't see, like, anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. I didn't, like, totally say anything about, like, an urn, did I? That's the problem. It looks like you still don't understand. I proposed that if you'd really been walking along the winding way at that time, there was no way you could have not seen this person. Okay, I need to present. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Yes, and how is this child relevant? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. Oh. And she just happens to break this urn. Oh. Oh! Wait, she broke the urn? Yep. She accidentally knocked it over with her ball. Nah. And Pearl was the one who put it back together. While sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What the hell? What? Ms. Meany. Pearl was there, in the winding way at that time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. Grr. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Meany. You are a masterful liar. Ah! Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Meany, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Is she really sleeping in the side room? Nah. Let's say there's no way. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there's clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where is this contradiction? What happens if I say help me, Mia? I may have overreached on this one. Is there really a contradiction somewhere? Don't worry. You're on the right path, Phoenix. It might be a little hard for you to see the contradiction, but it's there. So just this once, do you want me to help you out? No, I think I can do it. It's hard for me to see. I can't just accept her help without thinking it through myself. Haha. That's the spirit. Give it another try. Right, let me see. Is it something to do with the box? Um... That's not what I meant. I really can't think of anything. Why would she not be asleep in the side room? Right, let's see. Ah, okay, time to add another bluff to the pile. The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there's clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where is the contradiction? Maybe I should get Mia to do it, because I'm confused. I want to... Yeah, let me see. I'll ask Mia. Please help me. Please, I need your help right now. Hold on. First, calm down, Phoenix. Good. That girl. She slept up with her words. Her words? If she really was in the side room the entire time, then she just testified about something she shouldn't have any knowledge of. And what is that? The rest is for you to figure out on your own. Okay, so it's in the testimony, at least. Earlier in testimony, Miss Meany, you made the following statement. And like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Meany, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Faye was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. I thought though she meant that when she got to the channeling chamber, cause oh wait, because she didn't, oh right, because she didn't go to the channeling chamber. I'm thinking to myself, but like she would have known that because when she went to the channeling chamber, it would have only been Morgan that was there. But of course we've established that she didn't go through the winding way, so she didn't go to the channeling chamber. So if she was in the side room and she never went through the winding way, then she couldn't have gone to the channeling chamber and she wouldn't have seen Morgan, which means that she couldn't have known any of that. I have an idea, I missed all of that, right, okay. Which means, Miss Meany, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you couldn't have gone from the side room because you didn't pass there through the winding way. Yeah, you didn't go there by the way of the winding way. There we go. That one was hard, that was confusing. But look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Meany, please answer the question. Don't ask a question off a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah, the only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Meenie. So now is the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. So, she was inside the channeling chamber in the clothing box, is what I think. Where was the witness when the murder took place? Miss Meany was here, of course. What? But that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Meany was at the scene of the crime. Oh duh. Oh duh. That is... Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Simple. Miss Eeny Meeny was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Behind the folding screen! Here, of course. Behind the folding screen? In a box. Don't make me say that again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See? You stupid jerk! Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slime ball! No, Miss Meany. One so young as you shouldn't be saying... Shut it, Gramps! As if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen, with the help of this. Right, I've got it, it's the box. Miss Meany, how you were able to hide at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. That tiny little box? No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotta disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it had nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright? Do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime? I can, because it has a bullet hole in it. And now, I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime, when the murder took place. I guess the folding screen. Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid. As if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing. This? What on earth? I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole. About 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Meany, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yeah, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order. So what you're saying is... Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eeny Meeny? That's exactly what I'm saying. Miss Eeny Meeny, the encoding overload is back. Oh no. You were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No. Stop. I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself. It really is impossible for one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ow! Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait, Ms. Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? You can't be serious. Miss Meanie, you had an accomplice. This person? If it wasn't someone from Korean Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fae household, you wouldn't have that box to use. Morgan Fae? Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Meanie? You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? This seems like it's pretty cut and dry, but there's another day to this trial, so this isn't the end. Oh dear. I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime, long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? My eyes are itchy. Well, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eenie Meenie want to kill Dr. Gray? Where's her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Yeah, sure you don't. A motive? I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The fact they murdered her sister? It's this one, isn't it? Ha! Just as I thought. You bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix Wright. Just great. Now even she is calling me by my full name. I think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes! That's exactly what I think. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say that I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? What do you mean by that? Senile, stupid Gramps. I'm, going to explain, so, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, wanted revenge, then, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was, Dr. Gray. It was, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead self. However, you see... Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. The end. God, are we still going in this? Apparently we are near the end, just judging by the length of what's left in the walkthrough. I think I have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Meanie has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated, and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point. Tisk tisk. So many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. I need a drink. Hurry up and be finished. I'm so thirsty. What happened? I thought I had her for sure. Hehe. See, that's what I, told you. I'm gonna serve you a slice of humble pie. Very well. I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Eenie Meenie. Was that still the cross-examination? My god. Your Honor, please allow the defense one more minute. Alright. You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But, you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There is a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it's also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Meanie had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you prove it? Can I? Can I really do this? I mean, I'm gonna have to say yes, but I don't really know off the top of my head. I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Meanie had a motive. Haha, too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended, after all. Oh, and she's not having it. Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side. Avon Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness. So help me, I will blow you out of my way. No way! Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene. Oh, okay, we're going for a recess. Hey, wait a sec here. Cool. Okay, thank God, we're going to recess. Thank God. I'm so thirsty. Right. Save. Alright, save. Save. Okay, I apologize that this thing has an encoding overload. I know that can break the recording, so I will go back and check it. I apologize severely if it has fucked up the recording. Hopefully it's not too bad, but I will have a look and see how bad it is. And I will fuck about with the presets on here again, because I did it before, and it fixed it, and then every now and then it just breaks again, because I did it the last time I recorded like loads of weeks of Phoenix Wright and it was fine, and then all of a sudden it just started having encoding errors and I don't really know why. So I will mess about with the settings and try and make sure it doesn't start doing that again. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time, where we will conclude Reunion and Turnabout. See you then.